And welcome back. It is Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO. I'm Chad Holmes. We have a few more minutes with Good News Project Executive Director Christine Daniel. When you do something a little different, when you add something to the menu of the items that you do, and it does resonate in some way, that has to be something that is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. So it was kind of funny. The guy Al who drives for us, he came out of a more corporate kind of world, and so him working for a nonprofit it's pretty funny, because he'll be like, okay, so what are my measurements right now? And he only started in mid-February, and already in March he's like, it's not busy and I'm concerned about this. And we're like, you know what? We got a grant to try this because we saw the need and people asked us for it. You really have nothing to be concerned about because we have to get in at least a year's worth of service and then be able to start comparing the following year with what happened the previous year. And that's how we can mark progress and value.
Sounds like Al's a lot like me, to be honest. I mean, because I know exactly that feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to have those results come so immediately. And I imagine in your line of work, in terms of some of the issues that you deal with, that it has to be, I think the old saying, curving in the right direction.
For sure.
That sometimes things don't just like a light switch, they go on and off. No, it doesn't work that way, does it?
It doesn't work that way. And, I feel like our local foundations are really phenomenal in observing that in all of our local nonprofits and giving us a chance when we see a need and we want to create a new program. And, as long as we can tell the story and prove that the need is there, they are really great at saying, we want to help you take this chance.
Before we do finish up and anything else you want to add, I think it's important maybe to underline about the food truck program, because I know we talked about it previously, but maybe somebody that's tuned in right now is not familiar with it. In terms of what it does, who are the people that are mostly targeted in terms of helping in this program? Could you maybe explain that again a little bit more?
Sure. So our mobile health equipment lending program truck is really there to provide people with needed durable medical equipment. A piece of DME, what we say is like a hospital bed, walker, wheelchair, crutches. In order to remain independently living in their homes and not taking up a bed in a hospital or a nursing home when all they really need is some support equipment at home, we can provide that. And so we are able to suggest a donation for the use of it for 6 months, but we don't require it. So that anyone who has a need has access. And it's not income dependent necessarily, because you may have gotten hurt and are trying to be released from a hospital and you want to get out today. And if you don't have that equipment lined up, they're not going to release you. So it doesn't matter what your income is, Chad. You just want to get out of the hospital, right?
Boy, you know me well.
So we can help anyone as long as we have that equipment there, and everything is safety checked, it's sanitized, and I always say we have amazing customer service to help people.
And I remember when we talked about this previously, you've done this basically in your Good News building over here in Wausau.
Yes.
But you're taking it where some folks, I think it was in Stratford, some people just can't get to Wausau.
Exactly.
This is such a gift to these folks that, like you say, where the need is.
Yeah, it saves the driving time for people, especially if they're in a caretaking situation. Their charge maybe can't be left for longer than an hour. So if we're meeting them more than halfway to their community, they're able to do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So for people that may be interested in knowing where the truck goes, how do they find out if they're coming to their community?
Sure. It's on our website, and that is goodnewswi.com. And we also do announcements on Facebook every week saying, hey, this is, these are the communities, these are the times, this is where you find us.
So follow Good News Project on Facebook.
Yep.
You get a lot of great information. And I guess to circle back to where we started, the story again for Father Jack McCarthy. I mean, you think about that story, where you step up and you say you step up, and then all of a sudden you get in trouble, and then there are people that are there to help you as well, and then it ultimately leads to more people where you connect. I mean, this circle basically. It's an amazing story, but it also shows that everybody does have that ability to change the world, and that's something that
You
is the
bet.
motto that you guys talk about,
You
right?
bet. Yeah. I mean, we've touched tens of thousands of lives through the various services that we've provided. And it's beautiful.
Before we wrap it up, anything else you want to touch on? Maybe reminders, of course, you got the e-cycling. Anything else that we should kind of touch on before we finish up?
Sure. So e-cycling is every Friday. We charge 49 cents a pound. That is a major fundraiser for our nonprofit, but it also is keeping stuff out of the landfill and keeping our air and water clean by doing the right thing with recycling.
Man, again, and I know that you love having folks stop on by.
I sure do.
Love giving those tours to show what you do, because there's so much great that you do. And it's,
Thank
you say, be the good.
Be the good.
Be the good. The Good News Project. Again, for folks who may not be familiar, where exactly you're located?
1106 North 5th Street. We are just north of downtown Wausau, just south of Franklin Elementary School.
And I always see the signs. I tell you, that's one of the good
You just
things.
have to swing in, Chad.
There you go. There you go. I tell you, it's always great to see you, Christine.
You too.
We'll see you again next month.
Thank you.
Christine Daniels from the Good News Project again joins us first week of every month. Time is 8:58. We still have one more item on the agenda for today, and that is the number for the day quiz. As we give Ian Welsh an opportunity, make it 3 out of 4 this week. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yes.
And you recall the topic?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Okay. Our number for the day is...
Okay.
Pac-Man will be celebrating its anniversary coming up on this month.
Okay.
How many years ago did Pac-Man come into being? When did Pac-Man come out?
Okay.
Was it 60 years ago? Was it 45 years ago? Was it 30 years ago? So 60, 45, and 30. Or 30, 45, and 60 if you want to go from smallest to biggest.
Well, I know the Pac-Mans have been around a long time, so it was 60 or 45 or 30?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna say 45. I'm gonna go with B is my final answer. I'll go with 45.
Pac-Man was first publicly tested on May the 22nd of 1980, so that means 45 years ago.
Yes. Nice.
3 out of 4.
Awesome.
We'll try to make it 4 out of 5. Make sure tomorrow I will substitute host for Pat from 6 till 8. Mornings with Pat Kreitlow tomorrow here on 98.9 WXCO.